Hi friends, it's Susan Smith with StampCreatively. I'm using the Fancy Borders, online exclusive. Has some great words, some great dies, borders, like the words. And then I'm also using the Nested Essentials. So I started creating with them yesterday. It's May in Indiana, and black and white is a thing. So I created a simple fold, simple card, just using black and white. Desperately wanted to put more color the leaves, but I decided I was going to live here, show it to you, and then you can add color. But then I took the exact same things and stepped it up. I used the border, I used the Nested Essentials, and I put my DSP on the other side. So basically the exact same things, just one stepped up a little bit. And again, I wanted to add color. I wanted to put color behind here to make it pop. I wanted to color my leaves, but I kept it black and white just so I could show you. So let me show you how I put that together. Sorry, there's no pause on this new system that I have, and I just remembered I forgot something, so I had to grab it real quick. Okay, so first I cut this 5 1/2. I wanted it to be the full length. I wanted it to be the full length of this. So I cut it 5 1/2, and then I just cut it by 2. I mean, why get too complicated? So this is my 5 1/2 by 2. Then to die cut, this is a regular half sheet, so it's 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. But I'm going to trim it for this one because this is the one I'm going to show you. The other one's really easy. You can figure that out. This one I'm going to show you. So I wanted to make it a little bit smaller. So I cut off like 1/4 of an inch. Then I went ahead and folded it in half. And this is just what's easier for me. You get to do it any way you want. And just, again, cut off about 1/4 of an inch. There's no exact measurements to this, which is always my favorite kind of card. I need to make sure that's straight. Because it felt like it slipped a little in my hand. My favorite cards are not exact measurements. Then I wanted to put it on a black card base. Okay, so this is 4 inches. Dang it, I grabbed the wrong thing. I grabbed a piece of scrap. One moment, it's right here. Oh my gosh, this new software we got, we really like it because we can go live in 2 different places, but it doesn't have a pause button. How many times are you sure you've laid out everything for your card and then you've forgotten one thing? Guys, the black cardstock was my one thing. So I reached over and grabbed the one on top. It wasn't a half sheet, but this one is. So you can see. One moment, this is the towel that wipes everything because my black background is black. There, now you can see. So I have it a smidge all the way around. My background's black, which is great for things except when I'm using black cardstock. So then, now I'm going to Big Boss a few things. My Nested Essentials, and then I'm going to put that border on. And you get to do it any way you want. But what I found worked best for me, if I cut the border, then stamped it. Because lining this stuff up can sometimes about be the death of me. So this border is one of those that goes all the way across my plate. Scooch this up a smidge so you can see. So it's going to go all the way across. So I want to be super careful that it doesn't hang over too far because it'll bend it. The ideal situation is to have it go through this way, but the way I'm doing that card, that just doesn't work for me. So I'm going to center it on my plate and center it on my cardstock. I can take a Post-it note to hold it in place if I want, but I don't think it's going to go anywhere right now. And I am using brand new plates. Just in case you want to know what those super shiny things are going in there, that's a brand new plate. So now I'm going to run it through. And it's going to cut that border just the way I want it. So see, I have this pretty border on here. Now I'm going to cut these other nested essential pieces. And I'm going to use a black and a white. No, we're just going to do it this way. Sometimes I think I spend more time messing with positioning it so I can only run it through once than I do if I ran it through and just ran it through a second time, right? Okay, and then I have my white. I tell you how much joy brand new cutting plates bring me. I have camp next week, and it seems like they're a one camp wonder, and then I'm having to replace them because I guess that means it's being well used, and that is true. The ones I got rid of, so we had new ones, were when I ran them through yesterday, they put texture on my paper, and that's when you know your cutting plates are well loved. Okay, so so I've used these dies so far. Let me show you how I put this together. Again, not hard. I'm going to use a bone folder because I want to make sure this creases really well. I love it when it lays really flat. See how flat that is now? It makes me happy. Now I'm going to do my edge. I'm using Memento, again, staying in the black theme. And it's easier for me. I'm going to slide a piece of a different color behind here so you can see it a little bit better. The vanilla really doesn't help. Let me use the black. There, now you can see. So I've inked it with Memento, and now I'm going to line this up, and I can see that those flowers are right there in the center. I'm not sure it was centered when I ran it through the die cut machine, but pretty. Okay. So now I smeared a little bit right there, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to cover that up with a gem and not sweat that. So it goes this way because I want to fold this back. So I'm going to fold this back so it lines up with that edge. And again, I smooched more because I'm trying to lean like over my camera. If I'd scooted it more towards me, I wouldn't have done that. But you know what? In the scheme and scope, friends, a gem does wonders. Okay, so now I'm going to seal this down. So are you a restamper or are you a, here, let's see this again. Are you a restamper or are you a gem cover-upper? I mean, we both have, sometimes I restamp, sometimes I cover up with my gems. That's even folded a little crooked. There we go. So now you can see how that was. Then I'm going to stamp this. And I just put a couple of the little leaves across the bottom. I have my just because. just going to go right in there. And then it still looked a little plain to me. So I just took my Stampin' Right and added some dots. Again, desperately wanted to color, but was trying to stay with my black and white theme. I'm also going to add some dots to here. I can even put some dots there, and then it looks like it's supposed to be that way, right? Still going to put a gem there. Then I'm going to put my seal down here and add this piece of DSP. I'm going to hold it up so I can see that it's lined up, because again, the black on black. And now we're going to, I did add a little bit of ribbon, and I wrap my ribbon around here. Tied it off. And then I'm just going to snip it. This is a very fray-y ribbon, so it has a tendency to fray. It doesn't normally bother me. And then I stuck some dimensionals on the back. I took that edge so it would cover that and I would know it wasn't going to move. I'm going to put that right there. And then here's my just because. Now, it was still making me a little bit crazy that there was no color. So, is it cheating if I put a little wink of Stella on it? It didn't feel like it was cheating. So I'm going to take a little wink of Stella and run her over some of the flowers. And then I even did the DSP. Now, I don't know how I did this, but somehow I pulled that. And then I have these adhesive back sparkle gems. Somehow there's a lot of black. So we're going to put those black gems on there. And add a little sparkle, because we can. That looks crooked to me. So because I'm kind of leaning over my card. New software, figuring out how it works. Now I just have white. Okay, so again, there's the simple, and then just stepped up just a little bit. Not much harder, but depending on what kind of stamper you are, this is very casual. This is a little more beginner casual, and then avid is what Stampin' Up calls it. So there you go, friends. Thanks for joining me. I hope you like the online exclusives. Again, we're trying to make this a place that you can find them easily. So tomorrow we'll post the new list of the online exclusives so you can check them all out. Don't hesitate to ask us a question. Have a great day.